Hello, math friends. Welcome to A Squared Math and Stuff. And in today's lesson, we are looking at what exactly is an inverse when we're talking about matrices. I have three matrices here, matrix A, X, and I. And we are going to end up multiplying these together. So A times X is going to equal I. Well, X is our unknown right now. If we think back to algebraic terms, when we had an equation of 3x equals 1, we divided both sides by 3, and we ended up with x equals 1/3. We are ultimately solving for this unknown value of x. However, it's a little more complicated than this because we're working with matrices. So this is a multiplication problem, so we need to multiply matrix A times matrix X. So let's go ahead and set that up. We'll have matrix A, which is 3, 1, 2, 4. And we're going to multiply that by matrix X, which is full of variables because they are all unknown values. And we set that equal to our identity matrix. And if you recall, the identity matrix is a matrix that allows you to take one matrix, multiply it by this, and you get the exact same thing back. So an identity matrix is kind of like a 3 times 1 is equal to 3. So 1 would be the identity because we haven't changed anything. Following the rules of multiplication, we need to multiply across a row and down a column and add those products together. So across row 1, down column 1, we end up with 3a plus 1c. And now let's go down column 2. And so in row 1, column 2, we'll have 3b plus 1d. And then let's go across row 2, down column 1, we end up with 2a plus 4c. And then finally across row 1, down column 2, we have 2b plus 4d. This is a matrix because we just multiplied these together, and we need to have this equal to our identity matrix. And so now we are saying the matrix on the left is equal to the matrix on the right, which means that 3a plus c needs to equal 1. So 3a plus c equals 1. Also, 2a plus 4c needs to equal 0. So 2a plus 4c equals 0. If you notice, we have the exact same variables on here. So we have two unknowns and two equations. So we can solve this using a system of equations. And then the same thing's going to happen over here for our column 2. If we look at 3b plus 1d, that needs to equal 0. Setting that up, 3b plus d equals 0. And then lastly, 2b plus 4d needs to equal 1. 2b plus 4d needs to equal 1. And again, we'd work with a system of equations. This is a little bit lengthy. There's a streamlined process that we can use where what we do is we take that original multiplication of a times x, and it equals our identity matrix. And I'm going to multiply both sides essentially by the inverse of A, matrix A, because we can't divide out. But what I can do is multiply both sides by a to the negative 1. So a to the negative 1. And this a to the negative 1 is called the inverse of A. And it's the inverse because if we multiply a to the negative 1 times a, everything is going to simplify out to give us that identity matrix, or ones and zeros. Check out the next video for examples on how to set this up, because what we end up doing is setting up a double augmented matrix. And if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button, and I will be chatting with you later.